What time do you plan on coming back home? Your part-time job is already over, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Daphne. The part-time job is done, but I'm doing a bit of shopping right now. I should be back in about an hour or so. Was there something you needed from me before I came back home?
Does it really take that long to go shopping?
I need to pick up the suit David had tailored from the department store in the neighboring town. Don't worry, I'll be back in time to prepare dinner.
Oh, so you think mentioning my son's name will make everything okay?
No, that's not it. I mentioned it because he specifically asked me to do this errand for him.
For someone who's living under my roof, you certainly seem to have it easy, don't you? Leaving all the household responsibilities to me, your mother-in-law, while you leisurely stroll around doing your own thing.
I apologize. I promise I'll head straight home after picking up the suit. Well, I might stop by the supermarket for a quick moment.
The supermarket? Why? We bought groceries just yesterday, didn't we?
Actually, I forgot to pick up a few things.
Huh, you're so scatterbrained, honestly.
I'm very sorry.
You know, it's fine if you all eat dinner later than usual, but your father and I eat at 6 p.m. sharp. Can you even manage to have it ready by then?
Yes, I'll make sure it's ready on time.
Are you planning to make some shortcut, lazy kind of meal?
No, I'll prepare a proper dinner. I already prepped the meat in the refrigerator earlier, just in case I got home a little late.
Oh, so that's what you call proper? I checked the refrigerator, you know. I saw the meat sitting there, marinated in a bag. It's one of those quick meals you can just throw in a pan and cook, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's a dish that doesn't take much time to prepare, but it's really delicious. You and Father both liked it when I made it before, so I thought it would be a good idea to make it again.
Stop talking back to me. I can't believe I'm being fed something so thoughtless. It's really disappointing.
I'm sorry.
Or maybe this is just because of your upbringing. Since you were raised by a single mother, maybe you never had the chance to learn how to cook properly.
My upbringing has nothing to do with this.
Oh, really? But don't you think it's true that you don't make many slow-cooked or carefully prepared dishes? I bet your mother was too busy to make them for you, so you never developed a taste for that kind of food, did you? That's why you don't bother making those kinds of meals.
That's not true. Even though my mother had a busy schedule, she always made sure to cook proper meals for us.
Oh, please, I'm sure it was nothing more than glorified instant food. Single mothers don't have the luxury of time, you know. And just so we're clear, putting some vegetables on top of instant noodles doesn't count as homemade cooking.
My mother didn't rely on instant food that much. She took her time to cook for me whenever she could.
Oh, so it's not your mother's fault. Then I guess you're the one who's seriously lacking. It's not just cooking, you're hopeless with other chores too. If I'd known you were this kind of daughter-in-law, I never would have agreed to let you live with us.
I'm sorry. I'll work hard to improve, one thing at a time, so that I can earn your approval.
See that you do. Although honestly, I doubt you'll ever reach that point in my life. The lunch for me and your father. I've looked everywhere.
Huh? Lunch?
Don't tell me you didn't prepare anything. Or was that because you were too busy going on a trip with my son?
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think it would be necessary.
Honestly, how inconsiderate can you be? If you're going to leave the house, shouldn't you at least feel sorry enough to prepare something for us in advance? The least you could do is make sure we have something to eat.
I realize this might sound like an excuse, but your son David mentioned he wanted to order pizza delivery since it's been a while, so he told me there was no need to prepare anything.
My son said that? Really, he spoils you far too much. Do you think just because you have him on your side, you can ignore everything I say?
I would never think that.
Oh, really? You've already stolen my son from me, and now you're trying to make my husband your ally, too. I suppose it's true what they say. Children from single-mother households are just better at sucking up to men. I imagine your mother must have been the same way. Isn't that how she managed to get by in life? Let's face it, no woman can raise a child on her own without resorting to some kind of skills.
My mother worked earnestly and honestly to provide for us. You can say whatever you like about me, but please don't insult my mother like that.
Insult? Why would you think I'm insulting her? If anything, I'm saying something positive. Isn't selling yourself to men considered a respectable profession nowadays? Or are you the one looking down on women in those kinds of jobs?
That's not it at all. It's just the way you said it felt a little malicious.
See, that's your problem. You think everything is about you. Oh, look at this. I just got a message from David. He's telling me not to give you such a hard time. Did you already go crying to him? I can't stand women like you, always running to a man the moment things get tough.
It's not like that. David is sitting next to me right now, so he must have noticed what's happening.
Oh, so you're trying to tell me you didn't ask him to intervene?
That's not what I meant.
See, this is exactly what gets on my nerves. You're living here as a favor from me, and yet you act like you don't even understand your role as a daughter-in-law.
I'm sorry.
You are such a pathetic excuse for a daughter-in-law. Honestly, I wish you'd just move out already. Why don't you go back to your mother's place? She must be living such a lonely, miserable life now, abandoned by her husband and left alone after her daughter married and left her too.
My mother wasn't abandoned. She's the one who chose to leave my father.
Either way, it's the same thing, isn't it? If she was cheated on, it just means she wasn't worth staying loyal to in the first place. Your mother must not have been much of a woman if that's the kind of life she ended up with.
Please stop saying things like that about my mother.
Oh, and what are you going to do about it? Run and tattle to my son again?
I won't, but if you continue to insult my mother, I won't stay silent anymore.
Oh, how scary. What could a failure like you, raised by a single mother, possibly do? If you're going to take that kind of attitude with me, then don't be surprised if I retaliate. Let me teach you what it means to defy your mother and right? The front door won't open. Can you open it from the inside?
Why?
Why? Because I can't get in. Aren't we getting rid of that useless wife? Fine, but it doesn't make sense for me to be locked out too. Wait, did you actually change the lock so Daphne can never come back? I mean, I get the determination, but this is just ridiculous.
No, this arrangement is perfect.
What? Kevin, open the door. I told you to get rid of that useless wife. Why am I the one locked out?
Huh? Isn't the useless wife you?
Wait a minute. Me? Are you saying I'm the useless wife?
From where I stand, you're the one who fits that description best.
What on earth? Then what about Daphne?
She's here, in the house. We're making dinner together right now.
You're telling me you chose her over me? Kevin, are you out of your mind?
The one who's out of their mind is you. When David and Daphne said they wanted to build a house, weren't you the one who suggested they live with us until it's done?
Yes, I made that suggestion. It made sense financially, and I thought I was being generous by offering to live with them under the same roof.
Then why did you treat Daphne like a servant? You were supposed to be kind, not hostile.
I was teaching her how to behave as a mother-in-law should. I was trying to make sure she'd be able to support my precious son properly.
That wasn't your job. And for the record, Daphne was doing just fine with the housework. The one who kept nitpicking and causing her trouble was you.
That's not fair, Kevin. Is that really what you've been thinking this whole time?
Your behavior made it impossible to think otherwise. And lately, you've been even parroting Daphne's mother's words, haven't you?
So Daphne ratted me out.
No, it was David. He noticed Daphne wasn't herself lately, so he checked her phone. She didn't say anything to us, but she's been enduring a lot on her own. Even the things you said in front of us were bad enough, but reading the messages you sent behind the scenes? It's embarrassing. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
I only acted that way because I was thinking of David's future. I had to steel myself to be strict with Daphne so she'd become a good wife.
David and Daphne are getting along fine. Isn't that enough? What else do you want?
From my perspective, there were still areas where she fell short.
Even if that's true, it wasn't your place to point them out. Before Daphne moved in, who do you think was handling the housework? I cooked the meals, and on your assigned days, it was always takeout or store-bought food. I was the one cleaning up your messes too. You're in no position to criticize anyone.
We've been married for 30 years. There are bound to be times like that.
It's been that way since the beginning of our marriage, but I'm not here to hold that against you. I just want you to understand that you're not in a position to judge Daphne.
I'm sorry. Maybe I felt like Daphne was stealing David away from me. Well, that's probably why I ended up being so harsh with her.
Your apology shouldn't be directed at me, should it?
I'll apologize to David and Daphne too, but please, can you let me back in the house first?
No, this arrangement works for now. I'll hand over my phone to Daphne so you can talk to her.
Wait, why?
Do you really think Daphne wants to see the person who made her life miserable? Besides, she's already blocked your number on her own phone.
I can't even apologize in person?
Hello, Ivy.
Daphne? I'm so sorry. I never thought it would come to this.
You didn't think this would happen because you assumed I'd leave instead.
I know I hurt you, and I deeply regret that. Can't you forgive me? And maybe convince my husband David to let me come back into the house?
I can forgive what you did to me, but I will never forgive how you insulted my mother.
I'll apologize to your mother, too.
There's no need. I don't want you anywhere near her.
Please don't be so cold. I'll be kind to you from now on. I'll share the housework and I'll change my ways.
That's unnecessary. We won't be seeing each other anymore. Both David and your husband have told me I don't need to consider you family anymore.
That's exactly what I want to stop. I'm genuinely sorry. Why won't you believe me?
Because I don't think you're truly sorry. You're only apologizing because you don't want to be thrown out of the house, aren't you?
That's not true. I've realized how terrible I've been.
Have you? And so quickly? Just earlier you were insisting that you hadn't done anything wrong.
Well, I guess I lied to protect myself, but Daphne, if you'll forgive me, I'll do anything. So please let me back into the house.
There's only one way you can come back.
What is it? If it's something I can do, I'll do it.
Until our new house is ready, you'll have to live with your husband's family in the countryside.
What? Live with my in-laws in the rural area?
That's the condition. Take it or leave it.
Wait a minute, that's way too much.
Then don't do it. But if you don't, your husband says you're not welcome back here either.
Living with my mother-in-law now is impossible, and I don't want to move to the countryside. Can't you come up with another solution?
That's the only condition I'll offer.
Daphne, I'm begging you. I know I was wrong. Please believe me.
I don't think we'll be meeting again for a while, regardless of what you do. You can either live on your own or stay with your in-laws. The choice is yours. Goodbye, and take care. Afterward, my mother-in-law ended up having nowhere else to go, and she had no choice but to move in with my father-in-law at his family's house. This decision came after a lot of thought and discussion, as there were no other immediate solutions to her situation. The transition was difficult, and it marked the start of a new chapter in her life that she had not expected. From what I hear, every day she wakes up early in the morning, alongside my father-in-law's mother, to help with the gardening work that my father-in-law's mother does as a hobby. It's a labor of love for her, something that she enjoys, but it's also something that requires a lot of effort. The farm work is often exhausting, especially for someone who isn't used to such early mornings and physical activity. My mother-in-law, who's not accustomed to this sort of lifestyle, has had a difficult time adjusting to the daily routine. She never imagined that her life would take this turn, where her days would revolve around helping in the garden with my father-in-law's elderly mother, who's been doing it for years. This kind of work has taken a toll on her. Living with people you have never lived with before can be incredibly challenging. For my mother-in-law, this situation is no exception. She had never shared a household with my father-in-law's mother, and the dynamics were bound to be different than what she was used to in her previous home. She's had to adapt to a new way of life, a new environment, and a new set of daily responsibilities. I've been told that every day feels like a struggle for her as she faces the realities of living in a house that's completely different from her own, in a rural area far from the city she was used to. The adjustment is not just to the house itself, but also to the people around her and to the type of work she now finds herself involved in. The daily routine is one of hard physical labor, something she's not accustomed to, and it's wearing her down both physically and mentally. Moreover, my mother-in-law has a strong aversion to insects. She's always been terrified of them, and living in a rural old household where insects are common has proven to be a major obstacle. The house, with its creaky floors and drafts, has become a place where she feels uncomfortable and even afraid. The presence of insects, which she finds repulsive, has made her daily life even harder. I've heard that she's been calling my father-in-law every day, telling him that she wants to leave and go back to her previous home. The situation has become unbearable for her, and she feels trapped in a place that only increases her anxiety. It's not just the work in the garden or the physical discomfort, but the constant fear of insects that makes her want to flee. Despite her wishes, my father-in-law refuses to allow her to leave. He believes the situation will improve with time and that she will eventually adjust to the new environment. He insists that she stay at the house until it's completed. The house that my father-in-law is building for the two of them has not yet been finished, and my mother-in-law is expected to endure her current circumstances for several more months. In the meantime, she's expected to persevere and continue living in the old, uncomfortable house. My father-in-law sees this as a necessary step for her, a sort of cleansing or trial period before she can fully move into the new house. This trial period, as he calls it, is meant to teach my mother-in-law patience and resilience, something that he believes she needs in order to face the challenges of the future. It's a tough lesson, but one that he believes is important for her personal growth. The whole situation is a complex one. On one hand, I can understand why my father-in-law is taking this approach. He believes in tough love and making people face hardships in order to grow stronger. He thinks that my mother-in-law will become more adaptable and more self-reliant if she faces the discomfort and struggles of living in a house that's so different from her own. The goal is not just to finish building a house, but to help her develop a greater sense of endurance and patience. However, on the other hand, I can't help but sympathize with my mother-in-law. She's not a young woman anymore, and the stress of adjusting to a completely new lifestyle, especially in such an uncomfortable and unfamiliar environment, is taking a toll on her. Her dislike of insects is just one small part of the bigger picture, but it's one that she's struggling with every day. My mother-in-law has always been a woman who enjoyed a certain level of comfort in her life. She was used to a more modern and comfortable lifestyle, one where she didn't have to worry about insects crawling around or about getting up early to do farm work. The life she's been thrust into is a far cry from what she was used to, and she is not handling it well. The house, with its rustic charm, is not something she finds charming at all. It's an old building with creaky wooden floors, drafty rooms, and the ever-present feeling of being surrounded by nature in a way that she finds unsettling. The smell of wood, the sounds of the insects at night, and the way the house creaks and groans in the wind make her feel uneasy. The discomfort is not just physical, but emotional as well. She misses the peace and familiarity of her own home, and she often finds herself longing to go back to where she feels safe and secure. As for my father-in-law, I can understand his position, even though I do not entirely agree with it. He is someone who values perseverance and resilience, and he believes that my mother-in-law will come to appreciate the challenges she faces now. He wants her to develop a stronger character, one that's less reliant on comfort and more able to handle the hardships of life. He's always been a man who believed that struggle is a necessary part of growth, and this situation is no different. He sees my mother-in-law's discomfort as part of the process, and he is committed to seeing it through. He believes that the discomfort she feels now will eventually lead to a stronger, more capable person in the future. In the meantime, though, my mother-in-law is not having an easy time. The days drag on, and each one seems to bring more challenges than the last. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for her, feeling trapped in a place that she doesn't like, with no immediate way out. It's a tough situation for everyone involved, and it's hard to say how things will unfold in the next few months. What's clear is that my mother-in-law's life has taken a turn that she never expected, and she's having a hard time adjusting. My father-in-law, meanwhile, remains firm in his decision. He believes that this trial period will help my mother-in-law grow and that she will eventually come to appreciate the life they're building together. He's determined to stay the course, and even though I can see the strain it's placing on their relationship, it's a tough situation for everyone, and I'm not sure what the resolution will be. What's certain is that the next few months will be a test for my mother-in-law, and I can only hope that she finds a way to cope with the challenges ahead. Since my mother-in-law left, life at my in-laws' house has become much more peaceful and relaxed, as if a weight has been lifted, and we can finally enjoy the calmness that comes with having more space and fewer tensions. The atmosphere at home has been significantly improved, and I've been able to appreciate the little things about our daily lives more. There's no longer that undercurrent of discomfort or the constant feeling of walking on eggshells, which I never realized how much it had affected me until it was gone. My husband and my father-in-law have always been very helpful when it comes to household chores. From the start, both of them have been more than willing to pitch in and contribute to the upkeep of the house. They don't expect me to do everything, and they never complain when it comes to tasks like cleaning, cooking, or organizing. This mutual respect for each other's efforts has always made living together easier. But it's become even more apparent now that there's less stress in the air. We all understand the importance of teamwork, and we work together harmoniously to ensure that the household runs smoothly. The chores are divided in a way that works for everyone, and there's no sense of burden or resentment, which has allowed us to focus more on enjoying each other's company. The change in our lives has been noticeable not only in terms of chores, but also in how we spend our time together. We've been able to engage in activities that we had previously set aside simply because we now have the space and peace of mind to do so. Whether it's sitting down for meals without the constant interruptions, watching movies together in the evenings, or just spending time talking and laughing, our daily lives have become far more enjoyable. We found a new rhythm that feels comfortable and fulfilling. Even though my mother-in-law is no longer living with us, I've come to realize that this new dynamic has made a significant difference in my own emotional well-being. It's not just about the physical changes in the household, but also about the emotional freedom I feel now. I no longer have to worry about navigating the complexities of living under the same roof as someone who has always been critical and difficult to get along with. The weight of that tension has been lifted, and I am finally able to breathe more easily. The truth is, I've spent so much time feeling constrained, always trying to avoid conflict and constantly walking on eggshells. There were so many times when I had to hold my tongue, pretending to be okay with things I wasn't, all because I didn't want to upset my mother-in-law or create more drama. Now that she's gone, I feel like I can finally speak my mind without fear of repercussions. I've learned that it's okay to stand up for myself, even when it comes to things that might make others uncomfortable. I've also come to realize that it's perfectly acceptable to ask for help and not feel guilty about it. With my husband and father-in-law being so supportive, I've learned not to shy away from asking for their assistance when I need it. Whether it's for handling a different situation or just managing daily responsibilities, I no longer feel I have to carry the burden alone. The cooperation we've built is one of the things that makes our home life so much better now. We all share the responsibility of keeping things running smoothly, and this mutual effort has made a huge difference in how we live together. There's also a shift in how I approach things when it comes to my mother-in-law's potential return. If she were to come back to the house, I know that I would handle the situation very differently now. I'm not going to allow myself to be treated in the same way I was before. The dynamic has changed, and I've changed with it. I'm no longer the same person who felt powerless in the face of her criticisms and actions. If she were to return, I would make it clear that I'm not going to tolerate any disrespect or manipulation. I would no longer hesitate to voice my opinions and express when I feel uncomfortable or unhappy with the situation. I've also made a commitment to myself that I will stand up for what I believe is right, especially when it comes to my own well-being. If there's ever a situation where I feel my boundaries are being crossed, I won't hesitate to speak up. I will confront any negative behavior head-on and make sure that my voice is heard. I won't shy away from voicing my discomfort or dissatisfaction, even if it means disagreeing with someone in a way that may cause tension. This newfound confidence has given me the strength to be more assertive in other aspects of my life as well. I'm no longer afraid to make my needs known or ask for what I deserve. I've learned that being assertive is not the same as being confrontational, and I can stand my ground without being disrespectful or rude. It's about finding a balance, being firm but still considerate of others. The key is to make sure that my own well-being is prioritized while still maintaining a sense of understanding and empathy for those around me. I also realize that I've gained a deeper sense of self-respect. I've learned to recognize that I deserve to live in an environment where I feel comfortable and valued. That means I'm no longer willing to tolerate toxic behavior, and I will not allow myself to be mistreated by anyone, not even my mother-in-law. I've learned that my feelings matter and that I have every right to create a living situation that brings me peace and happiness. If that means standing up for myself or setting boundaries with difficult people, then so be it. I'm no longer willing to compromise my own happiness for the sake of others' comfort. In the past, I may have been hesitant to express my opinions or challenge certain things, but now I feel empowered to do so. I've learned that I'm not powerless in these situations and I can navigate conflicts with confidence. I'm not afraid of facing difficult conversations anymore, and I will always strive to approach things with honesty and respect. Whether it's addressing issues with my mother-in-law or any other difficult person in my life, I know that I have the tools and the strength to deal with it in a healthy and constructive way. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Ruth, are you still working past the last train again today?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's okay. You can go ahead and sleep.
Lately, it's been so much overtime. Are you okay? Don't push yourself too hard.
Thank you, but I'm fine. Once this busy period is over, I think things will settle down for a while.
I'm glad to hear that. For dinner tonight, I tried making a medicinal recipe to help you recover from your tiredness. I made sure the dishes aren't too heavy on you before bed.
Wait, medicinal recipe? What's that? Since when did you learn to make something like that?
Well, you've been so busy lately and not around much, so I decided to use that time to study. I just wanted to help you, even if it's a little bit.
Really? Oh, thank you. I feel bad for leaving you so many household chores. We always said we'd share everything since we're both working, but still.
Isn't this what a marriage is for, though? To support each other, especially in times like this. And this project of your boss, Jackson, it's the last one you'll be working on together, right?
Yeah, he's transferring in a month. It's amazing that he's moving to the head office, and I'm happy for him, of course, but I've always worked under him, so it's going to be lonely.
You want to make sure that even after Jackson leaves, you'll be okay, right? Don't worry about the housework for now. I'll take care of it for a while. You don't need to apologize.
Luke, I really am so lucky. I'm so glad you're my husband.
I'm only kind, that's about it.
That's not true at all. You're serious about your work too, and everyone at the company really respects you. I remember at your company's barbecue, one of your subordinates told me how much they admire you. They said you're not only capable at work, but also have the best personality, and they respect you most as a boss.
They're probably just trying to be nice to me.
Your humility is one of your best qualities.
It's embarrassing. I don't know how to respond when I'm being praised like that.
Just you making such delicious meals for me is enough. Oh, sorry, I need to get back to work soon.
I understand, but I know you have a lot of things you want to get done. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah, I'll be careful, but you too. If you're tired, don't push yourself too much. Make sure to take care of your own time.
Luke, I just looked at my phone.
Is this Floral?
Yes, it's me. Sorry, I left my phone in the bedroom. There was a missed call from you. What's going on? Why are you asking about her?
Floral, is my wife okay? What's going on over there?
What do you mean, what's going on? I'm fine. Just at home watching TV. Nothing's wrong.
Wait, you're at home?
Yeah, I'm here. I was planning on ordering takeout for dinner tonight, so I've just been resting, watching TV.
But what about the trip you guys are supposed to be going on?
The trip? What are you talking about?
Today was supposed to be this family trip, right? You know, the 2-day, 1-night trip we had planned?
There's no trip planned. What are you talking about? There was never any family trip.
Ruth said she was going on a trip with you and your father, and that she was leaving today. Are you telling me there was no trip at all?
No, Ruth told me she was leaving with you and your father for a family trip, but that's not true, is it? I had no idea about this.
She lied about it? She wasn't really going on the trip?
It's possible that everything she said about the trip might have been a lie. I don't know why she would lie, but it seems like there's something strange going on here.
I can't believe this. She told me she was going on a family trip. Why would she lie about something like that?
I don't know, but I think we need to find out what's going on.
I'm going to try reaching her, but if she's not on a trip, then where is she? Why hasn't she been responding to my messages?
Wait, she said she was going on a trip, but now it sounds like she might not even be on her way. That's really strange.
It's all a bit too confusing. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe she's just been busy, but it doesn't add up. I don't know why she would lie about something as simple as going on a trip. This isn't like her.
Did you try contacting her? Have you gotten any response?
I did try reaching her earlier, but I haven't heard anything back. I'm starting to get worried. There's a big news update about an earthquake where she said she was going, but now I'm really concerned. If she really was on her way there, it could be serious.
What? Where exactly did the earthquake happen? Are you sure she's okay?
I don't know. The news just said the earthquake struck near the area where she was supposed to be. I haven't heard from her, so I'm really scared. I'm going to try calling her again. I have to know she's safe.
Okay, I'll help. Let's keep trying to reach her, and I'll try and gather as much information as I can about the situation.
Please stay calm. If she really is near the epicenter, then it's really dangerous. But we have to stay positive. She might be fine, just ain't able to get through because of the situation.
I understand. I'll do the same and see if I can find any more information. If anything happens, I'll let you know right away.
Thank you. I know we don't know for sure if she's really in danger, but if she is, I just wanted to be there for her. I'm really worried.
I understand. I'll help however I can. Don't worry, let's just try to stay focused and keep in contact. I'm sure she's okay, but we have to make sure.
I'll keep trying to contact her. Just hope everything is all right.
Okay, Luke, stay strong. If you hear anything, call me. I'll be here and we'll... I just got home.
There's a divorce paper on the table. Please fill it out and drop it in the mailbox. I'll pick it up later.
Aren't you going to listen to me?
Do you really need me to listen? Even if I did, wouldn't it be just more excuses? Is there any point to it?
Maybe that's true, but I need to explain myself, Luke.
You've been saying you're busy at work, but all along you were having an affair with your boss, Jackson. You even went on that trip. The truth is you went with him, didn't you? Do you think I wouldn't find out? What a shame. If the earthquake had not happened, you probably would have gotten away with it. But now, it's all out in the open. I never expected both of you to end up in the hospital because of a landslide. It seems like fate caught up with you both.
I'm sorry. I swear we were going to end things during that trip.
So what?
It doesn't change anything. I know it was a foolish thing to do. I regret it so much, more than you could ever understand.
Of course you do. You regret it because of the consequences, not because you truly understand the pain you caused. The reason everything came out was because you and Jackson ended up in the hospital. Both I and Jackson's wife found out the truth. It's all out now. Even the company knows because Jackson's wife reported it. He's out of work for a while due to his broken bones.
I truly regret it. Betraying you was wrong, and I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. If I could take it back, I would.
It's over. We're getting a divorce. There's no more discussion to be had.
I don't want it to be over.
I don't understand you. Was Jackson really better than me? Was that the reason you've been so distant lately? Why have you treated me coldly, especially when I was just trying to be kind to you?
I'm sorry. It wasn't because of you. I was acting that way because I was scared. I kept thinking it was only a matter of time before everything came out, and the more you tried to be kind, the more guilty I felt.
Then why did you even start this affair in the first place? Were you pressured into it? Did Jackson force himself on you because he was your boss and you couldn't say no? Was that really the reason?
No, it wasn't like that. I've admired Jackson for a long time, but when he told me he liked me just before he was transferred to headquarters, I didn't know how to respond. That was the moment I realized things were changing. Before I even realized it, we were already involved.
Before you realized it? Are you saying you didn't know what was happening? Are you implying that you were just swept along by circumstances?
That's not what I mean.
But you were aware of what you were doing. And now you're telling me you just realized things. You didn't think about what would happen, about how it would hurt people, about how it would destroy everything? How could you let it go on this long? Anyway, I have no intention of living with you anymore.
Luke, please, just listen to me. I'm still recovering from the injuries from the earthquake. You know how bad they were, and on top of that, the rumors about Jackson and me have spread like wildfire at work. Everyone is talking about it. It's impossible for me to go back to the office like this.
So?
Don't abandon me. If you leave me, I have nowhere to go. My parents picked me up from the trip, but they are disgusted with me. They said there was nothing they could do to help me, and they told me not to come back to their house.
That's not my problem.
Why are you saying that? Can you really just hate me this easily? After everything we've been through, after all the years we've spent together. I never thought you'd just throw it all away like this. You were always so kind to me.
Do you even know what you've done? You had an affair with your boss, and you went on a trip with him, knowing what it would do to me. Not only that, but you did it while Jackson was married and he has children. It's not just about us anymore. It's about the lives we've ruined.
But I really planned to end it during that trip. I realized that I couldn't keep doing this to you, to anyone. It was eating me alive, and I knew I had to stop it, but I couldn't face you. I felt like I was betraying you more with each day, each moment.
Then why even start? Why not just be honest from the beginning? Why all the lies, all the secrecy? What you're saying doesn't add up. You can't just act like a victim in all this. You've caused more damage than you realize, and you keep apologizing without understanding the full scope of the consequences.
I'm sorry. I can't take back what I've done, but I am truly sorry. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even deserve forgiveness, but I am truly sorry.
Apologizing won't change anything. You've already done the damage. And honestly, feels like nothing you can say fix it. It sounds horrible, but I looked at the receipt from the gynecologist's office again. You were taking birth control pills.
That's because I thought about it in case anything happened, in case the worst happened.
Thinking about it just makes me feel sick. You had an affair and now you tell me you were preparing for it? You were living a double life, pretending to be so busy with work while secretly having an affair and planning trips with him. Do you really think I could ever forgive you for that?
But you were always so kind to me. You were always the one who took care of me. You were always there when I needed you. You were the one person I could always count on.
And the one who betrayed me was you. You took my kindness and my trust and threw it away. You destroyed everything we had. You tore apart the very foundation of our relationship.
I'll never do this again. From now on, I'll make it up to you. Everything you've done for me, I'll repay you tenfold. Please don't leave me like this. I can't go on without you. I can't face the world knowing I've lost everything.
So now I'm the one who's supposed to stay? You've been saying for months that you wanted space. You've been telling me you needed to be left alone. And now, when everything is falling apart, you expect me to pick up the pieces? Do you even realize how much I've been hurt?
No, that's not what I meant. I didn't want to push you away. I didn't want to hurt you, but I don't know what else to do. When you were so kind to me, it made everything worse because I knew I didn't deserve it.
But I'm the one who's been hurt. And yet here you are, asking for more. Do you not see how much damage you've done? It doesn't matter what you say anymore. I'm done.
But I can't live without you. Please, Luke, don't leave me. I can't be alone. Without you, I have nothing. I'll repay everything. I swear I will.
You said you could do everything without me. You've been telling me for so long that you didn't need me, that you wanted me to leave you alone. Well, I'll do just that. From now on, I'll stay away. You won't have to deal with me anymore. Fell apart. My wife kept asking me over and over to try and rebuild our relationship. She repeatedly told me that she didn't want a divorce. She was desperate, but at that point, I was completely certain that I had no intention of trying to fix things with her. It wasn't that I hadn't tried before, but after everything that had happened, I just couldn't see a way forward. I had already made up my mind that I wasn't going to put myself through that pain again. I had completely given up on the idea of reconciliation. My heart had hardened. I told her that I would leave everything in the hands of my lawyer, and I would no longer handle any of the legal matters myself. Maybe the weight of all this was just too much for her, and she couldn't cope with it anymore. But whatever the reason, after about a month, she finally signed the divorce papers and agreed to end the marriage. I wasn't particularly relieved by it, but at least it meant that things were finally moving forward. It was over. There was no going back. Looking back, it was strange how things unfolded. The events that followed were nothing short of bizarre. It all started with the so-called romantic trip that my wife had planned, which she claimed was for her mental health, or some other excuses that I didn't buy. She said she needed time away and she wanted to travel alone with her friend, who, unbeknownst to me, was someone she was already having an affair with. The trip was her attempt to escape reality, or perhaps just to live in the fantasies she had created in her mind. But fate, in its own way, had different plans for her, or rather for me. The destination they chose, the place she thought would provide them with the perfect romantic getaway, ended up being struck by a massive earthquake. I never could have imagined that the place where she and her lover were staying would be hit by a landslide. A tragedy that would eventually expose everything. If none of this had happened, if the earthquake and the landslide had not occurred, I might never have found out. I would have been left in the dark, unaware of the infidelity that had been happening right under my nose. Of course, I like to think that I would have eventually figured it out on my own, but who can say? It's funny how life works sometimes, how we are often oblivious to things that are right in front of us. At this point, I could have easily chosen to ignore everything. I could have pretended that none of this had happened, that my wife had not betrayed me in the worst possible way. But that wasn't the truth. And no matter how painful it was, I had to accept it. I had to face the reality of the situation. Once the truth came out, there was no denying it. Their affair was exposed. My wife could no longer hide behind excuses or lies. Her actions were laid bare for the world to see. If nothing had happened, if the earthquake and landslide had not occurred, I might have continued living in ignorance. But that wasn't the case. My life had changed in an instant, and there was no going back. But it wasn't just the affair that shocked me. What truly astounded me was the way it all unraveled. The wife of the man my wife had been cheating with somehow got a hold of the information and exposed it in a company meeting. She revealed everything. And just like that, the truth spread throughout the workplace. It wasn't long before the whole office knew. And as a result, my ex-wife lost her job. The shame and humiliation were too much for her to handle, and everything she had worked for came crashing down around her. This is when everything started to spiral for her. Not only did she lose her job, but her family also rejected her. She couldn't go back to her family's home after everything that had happened. I guess they were too embarrassed by her actions to take her back. Or maybe they just didn't want to deal with the fallout. Either way, she was left with nowhere to go. And at that point, I didn't care where she went or what happened to her. I still don't know where she is now. She could be anywhere, for all I know. She's probably somewhere trying to pick up the pieces of her shattered life, but I couldn't care less. Whatever happens to her is no longer my concern. She made her choice. Now she has to live with the consequences. As for the man she had an affair with, it seems like his family decided to give their relationship another shot. Mostly because they had children together. They decided to try and rebuild their life, and so they're probably living together as a family again. As for my ex-wife, I imagine she's living alone now, trying to figure out what to do with her life. I don't really care. Truth is, I have no idea what's going on for her now. And honestly, it doesn't matter. She made her bed, now she has to lie in it. On my end, everything related to the divorce has been sorted out. We settled the property division and the alimony. Once everything was calculated and settled, I could finally breathe easy. Felt taken care of and that chapter of my life is finished. I really couldn't care less about what happens to her from this point on. One thing that used to bother me was that my ex-wife had always claimed she couldn't live without me. She would always say that she needed me in her life, that she couldn't survive without me. But after everything that happened, I realized that I was just another part of her life, something she could cast aside when the time came. She was willing to cheat, to lie, and to destroy everything we had. A person who could do that to someone they supposedly love doesn't really deserve anyone's loyalty. I'm sure she's managing fine now, just as she always has, without any real concern for the damage she caused. She's a survivor, I guess. As for me, I spent a few months in a very dark place. I was in a kind of emotional freefall. All I did was go to work and come home, barely existing in between. I didn't feel alive anymore. Everything seemed pointless. I didn't care about anything, and the joy I once found in life was gone. It was a struggle to get through each day. There were times when I thought about giving up entirely, when the weight of everything was just too much to bear. Somehow, I kept going. I couldn't explain it at the time. There was a small part of me that refused to let go. But eventually, things started to get better. Slowly, people started to reach out to me. Family, friends, even colleagues. They all offered support in their own way, and I began to realize that I wasn't alone as I had felt. Gradually, with time and the help of those who cared about me, I started to pull myself out of that dark place. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but I could feel myself starting to live again. I still have moments when I think about the past, especially about my ex-wife. It's hard not to think about her. She was once someone I loved deeply, but if I allowed myself to stay trapped in that feeling, if I allowed myself to keep dwelling on the betrayal and the pain, I'd never be able to move forward. It's painful to acknowledge, but sometimes, the only way to heal is to let go and accept what has happened. Now, I focus on taking care of myself. I've realized that I need to prioritize my own well-being, and I need to be around the people who truly care about me. There are still good people in my life, people who have supported me through this all, and I intend to cherish them. I've learned the importance of honesty, integrity, and looking forward instead of dwelling on what's behind me. I don't know what the future holds, but I know one thing. I believe that when something bad happens, something good is bound to follow. It's a belief I've held on to throughout this entire process. Even when things seem impossible, I believe that the universe has a way of making things right. So I will keep going, one step at a time, with my head held high, and I'll overcome whatever comes my way. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. I'm heading home now. I'll stop by the convenience store on the way. Do you need anything?
Thanks for your hard work. I don't need anything right now. I'm good. But how's your mom doing? Is she okay? She seemed fine when we last spoke, but I just wanted to check in again.
Well, she's still in the hospital, so she's not exactly great, but she seemed alright. She was complaining about how boring it is being there. She said it's so dull. She's going a little crazy. It's just the usual of her.
I see. If I didn't have my part-time job, I would have gone with you. I really wanted to be there for you both. The next time you go, though, I'll definitely come along. We can go together, I promise.
I know you would, and I really appreciate it. Honestly, you've been so good to me and my mom. It's not common for a son-in-law to be so considerate. I've heard a lot of stories when the relationship between a wife and mother-in-law is full of tension. Well, with you, it's different.
Well, that's probably because those things happen when there's someone being nasty, don't you think? Your mom was so very kind to me from the very first time I met her. It's the people who clash with her that have the real problem, in my opinion. She's the sweetest person.
Right. Well, your mom's the only one who's truly healthy and strong in our family. To think she's the one who's been hospitalized is a huge shock for me. It's just surreal.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I just hope she'll get better soon. I wish there was something we could do, though. It's hard watching her like this, feeling so helpless. Is there anything at all we can do to make it easier for her?
Well, there is something I want to talk to you about. I need to ask you for a favor today. It's related to your mom's situation, and it might even affect us too.
Oh, is this something to do with your mom's health?
Yeah, kind of. I need to ask you about something. But I'd rather you hear me out first before making any decisions, okay?
Of course I'll listen, but this isn't some kind of bad news, is it?
Unfortunately, yes. There's some bad news involved. Earlier today, the doctor told me something shocking. They told me that your mom's illness has progressed much faster than they had originally anticipated.
Wait, so what does that mean? Is she going to be okay? I thought she was doing better than we feared.
Well, they said her condition requires surgery. It's not a guaranteed fix, but it's the only chance she has right now. Without it, things are only going to get worse. Doctors don't think it's completely hopeless, but they're not sure how successful the operation will be.
But she needs it, right? I mean, if it's her only chance, then she should definitely have the surgery, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I agree. It's the best option we have right now. The thing is, the cost of the surgery is incredibly high. The illness is rare, so there aren't a lot of cases to draw from, and that makes the cost skyrocket.
I understand, but your mom inherited your father's estate, right? I mean, she's got some savings, right? Isn't that enough to cover it?
Well, you'd think so, but between all the previous treatments and hospital stays, most of that money has already been spent. She's used up a lot of it, and there's very little left now. Even though the surgery could save her life, we're in a tough position because there's not enough money left for it.
How much are we talking about here? I mean, I know we have savings too. Can't we just use some of that?
I think our savings could cover part of it, but I feel like we've been dipping into our money we've been saving for our future. We've been putting money aside for a house, remember? It's not an easy decision.
Look, we can't put the house before your mom's health. If it's between her life and the house, there's no question. We can always save for the house again later. What we can't do is let her suffer just because we're saving for something. This is about your mom, and I owe her so much for how kind she's been to me. If we have to use our savings, then that's what we'll do.
Thank you, Christine. I've been so torn about asking for help, especially given the amount of money we're talking about. I don't want to put you in a tough position. Hearing you say that, it really helps ease my mind.
Of course we're in this together. And we can always find a way to make it work. If your mom's life is on the line, that's the most important thing right now. The house can wait. It's not a big deal. I mean it, Bennett. Don't worry about that.
I really appreciate it. Honestly, it's a huge relief to hear you say that. Just so you know, this is going to mean a lot of changes for us. Our savings will take a big hit, and we'll need to be extra careful with our money from now on. We'll have to make a lot of sacrifices to make up for it.
I get it, and I am willing to do whatever it takes. I mean, we're talking about your mom's life here. I'll stick with you on this, and I'll make sure we stay on track with everything. Don't worry, I'll help you through it.
I'm so grateful to have you by my side. I know this won't be easy, but I promise we'll make it through. Let's get through this together for my mom's sake and ours. I know we can do it.
We can. We're in this together always. I'll support you no matter what happens. Just don't hesitate to ask me for anything, okay? We'll figure it out. Now, let's make sure your mom gets the help she needs, and we'll work everything else out along the way.
Thanks, Christine. I don't know what I'd do without you.
You won't have to find out. I'm here, and I always will be. We'll get through this, and everything will be all right. I'll do whatever I can to... Bennett, how's your mom doing? I know she just had surgery recently, so I've been worrying about her. After all that's happened, do you think she's feeling okay? It must be exhausting for her. Is she resting enough, or is she still feeling tired after everything?
It's worse than you think.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? The surgery was successful, right? I thought the doctors were just monitoring her recovery. I thought she was on her way to getting better now. What exactly is going on?
I went to visit her today, and the doctor gave me some news. He told me that she only has a year left to live.
What? What do you mean, only a year? That can't be true, right? There's no way that's possible.
Do you honestly think I would joke about something like that? This is serious, and it's the worst possible news we could get. And now everything that's happening is your fault too.
Wait a second, hold on. What do you mean it's my fault? I don't even understand how I'm involved in all of this. How is any of this my fault?
Let me explain. After her first surgery, we didn't have enough money for the next round of treatments. We didn't have the funds to cover it. So her care wasn't as thorough as it should have been. And because of that, we're in this situation now. If you had been more responsible with the finances, if you had saved more, this wouldn't have happened. This could have all been avoided.
Wait, what do you mean by post-surgery treatment costs? I never heard anything about that. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
What's the point of telling you now? There's no money left, and I couldn't get any more. So I just kept quiet about it.
But telling me this now doesn't help anything. I know you're upset, and I understand that your mom is really sick, but you need to calm down. Blaming me for this now doesn't solve anything. It's not like I could have done anything about it at that point, so why are you putting all this on me?
If you had just saved some money, none of this would have happened. As a wife, it's your job to make sure that we're financially prepared for things like this. You're supposed to manage the household finances, and you completely failed to do that. Now, because of your lack of planning, this is what we're dealing with. So yes, this is your fault.
Enough. I can't take it anymore. Do you honestly think you're the only one who's upset about your mom? Are you the only one who's been hurt by this situation? You're just taking all your frustration and anger out on me, and it's not fair. What do you expect me to do about it?
Shut up! I'm done. I don't want anything more to do with you. From now on, I'm going to take care of my mom by myself. I don't need a wife like you. Someone who can't even handle her own responsibilities. I'm done with you.
Wait, what? Are you seriously saying you want a divorce? You can't just throw that out there in the heat of the moment. You can't just say something like that without really thinking it through. Do you even know what you're saying?
I've made up my mind. I'm going to take care of my mom by myself from now on. I don't need a wife who can't even manage basic things like finances. You've let me down, and I can't keep dealing with this anymore. So yes, I'm done. I'm done with this marriage, and I'm done with you.
Well, if that's how you really feel, then fine. If you want a divorce, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of being blamed for things that are not my fault. I'm not going to keep putting up with this treatment, especially when you are so quick to turn on me like this. If that's what you want, then you can go ahead and do it.
It's decided then. I'll be bringing the divorce papers home with me. You're going to sign them, and once you do, you'll leave as soon as possible. I don't want to see you around anymore. I can't stand the sight of a wife who can't even protect my mom, who can't do the simplest thing to keep this family together. I've had enough.
If that's what you want, then fine. I'll sign the papers and leave. I am done. Goodbye. I've had enough of this too. This isn't the life I signed up for, and I am not going to continue with it. I am done with all of this.
Mom, I'm heading over there now, but is there anything you need from me? I'm going to stop by the convenience store on the way. You want me to grab some dessert or something for you?
No, that's fine, but is Christine coming today? I have something important to discuss with the both of you.
Sorry, Mom. I was actually planning to talk to you about this when I got here today. But I've decided to divorce her. Because of her that things have come to this point. Though Christine won't be coming here anymore.
Is it because Christine didn't pay the medical expenses? Are you saying you're divorcing her just because of that?
After all the good things she's done for us, she never once tried to help you. Of course I'm going to divorce her. If she had only paid for the medical expenses, we wouldn't be in this situation. Things would have turned out differently.
I see. Well, in that case, I have something I need to say to you as well. I'm cutting ties with you. I won't leave you anything in my inheritance, so you don't need to come visit me anymore.
What? Where's all this coming from? Why are you suddenly saying something like that? I don't understand.
Do you honestly think I don't know what's been going on? I might not have been able to undergo the surgery, but Christine has nothing to do with that. The truth is, I'm fully aware of what's been happening.
No! It's because she didn't give the money that this happened, right?
You're the one who decided to do things this way, right? You took the money Christine gave you and put it in a separate account. That money is still there, isn't it?
What are you even saying, Mom? What are you talking about? Did Christine say something to you? Did she feed you lies about me? What do you mean?
Yes, I did hear it from Christine. She told me that she gave you the money to help me. But I didn't know any of this, and I never had the surgery. I know that after the surgery, you kept Christine away from me because I was exhausted. I know everything that happened.
Well, now that you know all this, I suppose there's nothing more to say. Does Christine know about this?
I was planning to talk to her about this today. But you're not in any rush, are you? It's not like you're even worried.
I'm not in a hurry. It's surprising that you figured it out, but even so, it's too late now. The damage has already been done.
Too late? What do you mean by that?
I already submitted the divorce papers with Christine earlier today. So they'll be processed soon, and our divorce will be final. Once that happens, it's done. My divorce with Christine is official. As for the money she gave me, it's already been transferred to my personal account. So if she complains, it won't matter anymore.
You're concerned about the inheritance, right? You really think I would leave you anything after all this?
Honestly, I'm the only one who can inherit it. No matter what you do, the inheritance is coming to me. So whatever you try, it doesn't change the fact that it's mine. Even if you decide to take some action, I'm still legally entitled to the inheritance. The rightful share would definitely come to me.
So after understanding all this, what was the point of divorcing Christine? You would have gotten the inheritance either way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the inheritance was always going to be mine. But we were still married, right? If Christine had been around, I wouldn't have been able to spend all of it myself. That's the issue.
Is that why you're divorcing her?
That's not the only reason, but it's certainly part of it. You know, I moved the money she gave me to a separate account too. I want to risk it getting it taken away during a property division. That money's mine now, and so is everything else. The inheritance, the property, all of it. Everything is mine.
Son, you have truly reached a new low. You're willing to deceive both your mother and your wife just to get your hands on money?
Of course. I'll make sure to live well with all the money, and once you're gone, I won't have to worry about anything. As for your inheritance and Dad's, I'll make good use of it. It'll be put to good use by me.
As I said before, I'm cutting ties with you. Is that fine with you? You're really okay with this?
You can cut ties all you want, but legally it won't make a difference. My inheritance rights won't disappear just because of this. So you can say whatever you want. It doesn't change anything.
I see. Well, this is truly disappointing.
Say whatever you want, Mom. I'm gonna live however I want from now on. I'll live free and happy. Goodbye, old woman.
So it turns out everything was just a scheme you created, was it? This entire thing was a setup from the start, and I had no idea.
What's the point of realizing that now? What does it matter? No matter what you say or do now, it won't change anything. You can keep fighting all you want, but it won't make a difference. You already lost, and that's it. Sorry, but that's the reality.
That's the kind of thing I would say to you. All those wasted efforts, all that time you spent thinking you were outsmarting us. But in the end, look at what you got for it. Absolutely nothing. I guess your entire strategy was nothing more than an exercise in futility, wasn't it? All that trouble for nothing. No money, no success. You worked so hard, and it still didn't amount to a single cent.
The hell are you talking about? Are you really trying to claim that you somehow came out ahead in this? You're just spitting out nonsense because you can't accept your defeat. At least do it with some dignity. Don't pretend like you're in the right here. It's clear that the one who hasn't earned a single cent is you, not me. You're the one who lost in the end. It's as simple as that.
No, it's you who's wrong here. I'm telling you right now, I am getting back the money I entrusted to you. Don't even think for a second that you can just run off with it without facing the consequences. You might have thought you could take it and keep it for yourself, but that's not how it works. I'll make sure to get every single penny of it back, and you're not getting away with it.
That money is already in my personal account now. It's mine, plain and simple. The second it was transferred, it became my property. You have no right to it whatsoever, and there's nothing you can do about it. You've already lost your chance. You think you could just walk away with it? Not happening. It's mine now, so don't even try to come after it.
Are you completely clueless? You should have known this by now. It doesn't matter what account that money is sitting in. Once it's part of the assets acquired during the marriage, it's subject to division. Everything that was accumulated, regardless of where it is part of that equation. So yes, that money is included. It's not exempt from being divided up, so you can't just claim it as yours.
Even if that's true, so what? You think I care about a little money like that? Sure, it's a bit annoying that I'll lose a small amount of it, but I've got much bigger assets at my disposal. My parents' inheritance is far more important than this small amount. Honestly, compared to what I stand to inherit, that money is practically insignificant. I don't even bat an eye over it. I got bigger fish to fry, so this doesn't even register.
Did you even hear what I said? You won't get a single penny, not from that money, not from anything. You're not going to get anything, not even a cent from your parents' inheritance. That's the reality, so stop fooling yourself into thinking that somehow, some way, you'll still come out on top. You won't. It's over.
Stop talking nonsense. You really think you're the only one who's entitled to this money? That somehow you're the only one who should inherit everything from my parents? I'm the only child of my parents, and they made sure to leave everything to me. Nobody else gets a share of that inheritance. No matter what happens, it's all coming to me. So don't act like you have any claim to it.
Well, you're not wrong in the sense that I'm the only child, but do you really think you're safe? Do you know that you can be disinherited? That's right, disinherited. Do you understand what that means?
Disinherited? What are you even talking about? What does that mean in this situation?
Let me explain. If an heir is causing major problems, you can go to court and file a petition to have them excluded from the inheritance. It's not easy and it doesn't happen often, but it's possible. You think you're untouchable, but you're not. If there's a real reason, the court can disinherit you. It's not a guaranteed win, but the option is there.
Wait a second. Are you saying that my mother actually went ahead and filed a petition against me?
That's right. Both your mother and I have been feeling uneasy for a long time. We've been paying attention to your actions, and we knew something wasn't right. So I took the initiative and contacted the necessary people. We started working on this quietly, and we've been gathering everything we need. The chances might be slim, but given everything you've done, the lawyer told me that the chances of the petition being accepted are actually pretty high.
What the hell? If this goes through, what will happen to my parents' inheritance? What's going to happen to all of it? Who's going to get it? I worked so hard for this. What do you mean by all of this?
It will be me.
What? You? How can you even claim to be entitled to it? You're not even a legal heir. You're just someone else entirely.
Once I'm able to get you removed from the equation, there won't be any legal heirs left. So the court will need to appoint a new heir, and guess who they've picked? It's me! Your mother made sure to include it in her will, and it's already been stored with the lawyer. Everything has been arranged, and I'm the one who's been chosen.
Oh, wait. Are you serious? So after everything I've done, I won't get anything? I'm their son! How can this happen?
You've already cut ties with them, so legally you're no longer considered their son. In the eyes of the law, you're just another person. You think that's the end of it? Do you really think that all of your efforts, all the things you've done, will be enough to get you anything? Do you honestly believe you'll just walk away with your hands full? It's over for you.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying there's more?
I'm going to be demanding compensation. Not just for the money you took from me, but for everything you've done. I'm not going to settle for property division. I'm going to make sure you pay for the lies you told both me and your mother. Everything will be accounted for, and you won't get away with this. You'll pay every penny of it, and it won't be cheap. Afterward, my mother-in-law's petition was accepted by the court, and Bennett was officially removed from the list of heirs. In addition, it was formally decided that I would inherit the estate. The decision was final, and the process of securing my rightful share began without any issues. As for Bennett, I demanded compensation for emotional distress and the return of the money I had entrusted to him. Though I didn't recover the full amount, a significant portion was returned to me. Despite this, Bennett refused to accept the court's decision. He attempted to negotiate directly with my mother-in-law, hoping for a reversal of the outcome. However, thanks to my protective efforts and the hospital's support, his attempts were futile. He's not able to get anywhere with that approach. The inheritance was rightfully mine. One that I should have received without any dispute was now surrounded by so much conflict thanks to Bennett's greed. His actions ultimately led him to lose it all. Even now, he's struggling to make ends meet, dealing with the ongoing burden of paying back the compensation I had demanded. About a year after these events, my mother-in-law passed away. I was there by her side when she took her last breath, witnessing the moment as she left this world. In her final moments, I held her hand, hoping to provide some comfort as she had once done for me. Afterwards, using the inheritance I had received from her, I took care of the funeral arrangements, ensuring that everything was done with the dignity and respect she deserved. I still visit her grave regularly. I make sure to keep it clean, and I often find myself talking to her, sharing updates about my life as if she were still here with me. It's a small gesture, but one that feels important to me. Looking back, I realized that my mother-in-law, despite not having the blessings of a son who could truly care for her, had always hoped for someone to step in as her daughter. I sincerely hope that I was able to provide that for her. It brings me some peace to know that, in the end, I was able to fulfill that role and offer her the support and love she so desperately needed during her later years. She never had the son she hoped for, one who would be there for her unconditionally, but I, as her daughter-in-law, was able to become the family she lacked, and I hope she found solace in knowing that she was not entirely alone in the world. For me, being there for her, especially during her final days, felt like a gift and a privilege. Despite all the difficulties and challenges that arose throughout the process, it's clear that the outcome was something that had to happen for both my peace of mind and for the rightful justice to be done. The money, the inheritance, it all became secondary to the deeper lesson of family, loyalty, and the importance of supporting those who need it most. Now, as I look back, I feel a sense of fulfillment knowing that I was able to be there for my mother-in-law, not just as a bystander, but as someone who could genuinely help. I did what I could to ensure her wishes were honored, and I think she would be proud of how things turned out. Though Bennett may still hold on to his regrets and suffer the consequences of his greed, I have found peace in knowing that I did the right thing. I've learned so much from the experience, and I continue to honor the memory of my mother-in-law, using the lessons I've learned to guide me as I move forward with my life. In the end, the estate was not just a matter of money. It was a reflection of the bonds we form with others and the impact we leave on people around us. For me, my connection with my mother-in-law was far more valuable than any inheritance or material wealth. I hope she knows, wherever she is, that I am grateful for everything she did for me, and I will continue to carry her memory with me as I go through life. And as for Bennett, I suppose it's clear by now that his actions have led him down a path of regret. But as I move forward, I choose not to dwell on the past. Instead, I focus on honoring my mother-in-law's memory and carrying forward the love and respect she deserved but was never able to receive from her own son. In the end, I believe that family is not always about blood relations. Sometimes it's about the people who show up when it matters most, the ones who support you through thick and thin, and the ones who help you honor the ones who came before. Now that the dust is settled, I am focusing on my own future, but I will always remember what I learned from my mother-in-law and the journey we went through together. Her legacy will live on, and I am proud to be the one to carry it forward. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.